I found him when the sun had no mercy left. There, at the bottom of that concrete ditch, was one of the most majestic creatures of our land. Reduced to a statue of pain. He did not move. He was no longer fighting. Have you ever felt that way? Like the world around you had turned into a trap, and your voice was not loud enough to call for help. This is a giant anteater, or what was left of one. And I knew that if I did not act in that moment, that ditch would become his grave. From a distance, he may look slow, almost comical, with that long snout of his. But look at those claws. They are the defenses of a warrior who can face jaguars. He does not understand that I am there to help. To him, I am just another predator coming to finish the job. How would you help someone who fears your touch, even when that touch is the only thing that can save him? Stress can kill him, even before dehydration does. His heart beats slowly, but every beat is now a cry for help that no one else can hear. A high-level rescue is not about strength. It is about patience. Every movement has to be calculated. If I make one mistake, a strike from those claws could be fatal for me. But if I do not try, his death is certain. I move closer. The smell of dry earth and despair is heavy. He tries to lift his head, as if he still carries one last trace of dignity inside him. Can you feel the weight of that responsibility? Knowing that the life of a threatened species depends entirely on the next minute. His body feels like dead weight, but the will to live is still pulsing. When we finally managed to lift him out of that hole, the entire team went silent. He was cold, a giant anteater with hypothermia under the midday sun. It was a total system collapse. Have you ever held something so fragile in your hands that you were afraid even to breathe? At the sanctuary, time stops. We do not see just an animal. We see a symbol of the Amazon that cannot be allowed to fall. Every drop of fluid entering his veins is a promise we made to him. Little by little, the dust gives way to the shine of his fur. Little by little, he begins to understand that the concrete is behind him now. Can you imagine the relief of finally closing your eyes and knowing that for the first time in days, you are safe? Then he accepted food. In biology, that is a sign of victory. He decided that fighting was still worth it. To see that long tongue gently reaching for nourishment is to see evolution in its purest form. He is reclaiming his majesty. He is becoming the great giant anteater again. And then the moment came. The goal of all our work was never to keep him there. The goal was always to let him go. When we open the door, the scent of the forest calls him. He does not look back, and that is what hurts the most. And also, what makes us the proudest? Have you ever had to let go of something you fought so hard to save, simply because love also means setting it free? There he goes, a living banner moving through the green. Days later, the forest tested him again. Deep between the trees, where human cruelty hides in silence, we found him trapped in a hunter's snare. His body was tired, his claws digging into the earth, but his spirit was still there. This time, he was not alone. The rescuers moved in carefully, cutting the trap away piece by piece until the pressure finally released and he could breathe freely again. And when he stepped back into the forest, wounded but alive, it felt like the green itself was giving him one more chance. Rescues like this happen every day, but they are only possible because there are people who refuse to look the other way. Amazon Sanctuary is not just a place. It is a shield for those who have no voice. I am not here to ask you to simply subscribe. I am here to invite you to become a guardian. Help us keep this sanctuary alive. Every time you interact with our work, you are sending resources, strength, and hope deep into the forest. The world can be a difficult place, but together, we can make sure none of them has to face the storm alone. Are you coming with us?